Hi everyone, we are Group 2 of Animals and Society for Fall 2025, Section 6. Our group includes Ayla Cabrera, which is me, Stephanie Lopez, and Kashish Sharma. The central question guiding my group's presentation today is, how does industrial-scale factory farming compare to alternative farming methods regarding animal welfare? This question is at the center of so many conversations about ethics, sustainability, and our modern food system, and it's not something with a simple or one-sided answer. As a group, we wanted to look at this issue from multiple angles, not just whether industrial farming is considered good or considered bad, but why it exists, what benefits it provides, and what concerns come with it. So throughout this presentation, we're going to break down both sides, the advantages that have allowed industrial farming to become the dominant system in the U.S., and the criticisms that raise important questions about animal welfare, environmental impact, and cultural values. By comparing industrial farming to alternative methods like pasture-raised or range-free systems, we hope to show the real trade-offs between efficiency, ethics, and long-term sustainability. No matter where someone stands on the issue, it's important to understand how these systems work and what they mean for animals, consumers, and society as a whole. With that in mind, let's start by looking at why industrial farming became so widespread and what supporters considered its major strengths. My name is Ayla Cabrera, and I'll be starting us off by introducing you to industrial farming and what it's about. Industrial farming is often talked about in negative ways, but it's important to recognize why it became such a major part of our food system in the first place. So, at its core, industrial agriculture was created to feed extremely large populations, and it actually does that very effectively. By producing food on a massive scale, factories and farms are able to generate enough meat, enough dairy, and enough eggs to feed millions of people at prices that most families are actually able to afford. Another advantage is the use of advanced technology. Modern barns use sensors, automatic feeders, ventilation systems, and veterinary monitoring tools that can track an animal's health and in real time. This kind of precision just isn't possible on smaller farms as it is to large scale. It allows farmers to maintain consistent care and respond quickly to illnesses or injuries. Industrial farming also relies on standardized practices. That means animals are raised under the same controlled conditions, which reduces variability and can create more predictable outcomes, especially when it comes to food safety and disease prevention. These systems were designed to minimize risk and maximize reliability. And when we think about cost, it's impossible to ignore that industrial farming makes protein sources so much more affordable globally. Without large-scale production, many people wouldn't have regular access to foods like chicken, eggs, or dairy because they would simply be too expensive. So, while industrial farming has issues, it undeniably plays a major role in keeping food supplies stable, accessible, and consistent globally for everyone.
Hello everybody, my name is Kashish Sharma and today I'm going to discuss my first slide, which is on history and background. Industrial farming didn't begin as the huge system we see today. It grew slowly as people searched for ways to feed more and more people around the world. During the 20th century, new machines, new buildings, and better transportations made it possible for farmers to raise large number of animals at one time. Instead of depending only on small family farms, countries began using bigger facilities that could produce meat, milk, and egg faster and more consistently. This helped create steady food supplies, especially as the population increased after World War II. Over time, more nations adopted these systems because they made food cheaper and easier to distribute. However, this shift also changed the way animals lived, since they were now raised in a more controlled environments. Understanding this history helps us see why industrial farming grew so quickly and why it continues to play such a big role in feeding the world today. This slide is about ethical considerations. When we talk about ethical considerations in industrial farming, we are really asking one big question. How can we meet people's food needs while still treating animals with care and respect? Many farms today follow rules and guidelines that help protect animals from unnecessary harm. These include good agriculture practices and the Animal Welfare Act, which requires farmers to provide clean water, proper food, and humane handling. Technology also plays a role in improving animal welfare. Automated systems can track animal health, temperature, and stress levels so issues are caught easily and early. Even though many improvements have been made, some people still worry that animals don't have enough space or natural movement. This is why conversations about ethics continue to grow. Balancing the need for affordable food with the responsibility of caring for animals is a challenge, but it is an important part of shaping the future of farming.
Cultural and sociological importance. When we look beyond just production, industrial farming also has huge cultural and sociological impact. First, it supports densely populated areas, especially big cities, where people don't have the land or resources to raise their own food. Urban areas rely heavily on this system to maintain a steady flow of affordable animal products. It also plays a major role in the economy. Industrial farms create jobs not only on the farms themselves but throughout the entire supply chain, in transportation, processing facilities, grocery stores, and even global trade. This system helps stabilize economies and ensures that entire industries continue functioning. Culturally, industrial farming helps make meat, dairy, and eggs widely available, which helps shape many diets and traditions all over the world. Many holidays, celebrations, and family gatherings involve foods that come directly from large-scale farming, whether it's turkey at Thanksgiving, eggs for Easter, or dairy products during holidays. Industrial agriculture ensures those items are consistently available. It also creates predictability. People have become accustomed to walking into a store and finding the same products year-round, regardless of the season. The consistency of industrial farming means these cultural habits can continue without interruptions. So from both a cultural and a sociological perspective, industrial agriculture provides stability and supports traditions that many communities rely on.
Environmental and technological advances. Let's see what we can learn from this slide. Technology has changed industrial farming in many positive ways, especially for the environment. One major improvement is how farms manage waste. Instead of letting manure pollute rivers, many farms turns into renewable energy using biogas system. Precision feeding machine helps animals get the exact nutrients they need without wasting food. Water recycling system reduces how much clean water farms use every day. Genetic improvements also help animals grow healthier while requiring less land and less feed. Farmers now work closely with environmental groups to meet sustainability goals and reduce pollution. Compared to the past, farming today uses more science to lower emissions and use fewer natural resources. While challenges still exist, these innovations show how technology can make farming more responsible and more environmentally friendly over time.
Moving on to some current events and statistics in the industry, we need to acknowledge the widespread reliance on intensive indoor housing in the United States. While this model has benefits like implementing strict biosecurity measures to minimize contact with the wildlife and external pathogens, which is critical for animal health and allows us to climate control the environment to protect animals from weather extremes, it also leads us to the reality of factory farming. As the graphic shows, the vast majority of livestock, nearly all chickens, turkeys, egg-laying hens, and pigs, and a significant portion of cattle are now raised in what are defined as concentrated animal feeding operations or factory farms. This is a crucial statistic to keep in mind as we discuss the modern landscape of food production. Now let's dive into the visuals and data. The images on the slide powerfully illustrate the contrast between industrial animal farming and the land use challenge. On the left, we see the intensive nature of poultry production, with countless chicks housed indoors, requiring biosecurity measures as we discussed earlier. On the right, the dairy cows are shown in a similarly confined environment. These large-scale operations have massive environmental footprints. The central graphic on the land usage highlights this by showing that over half of the agricultural land on Earth is used for producing animal products. In fact, livestock and feed crops combined used about 77% of global agricultural land. This disproportionate usage means that just to produce beef, we use more land than what is required for all the world's soybeans, poultry, pork, dairy, and mushrooms combined.
Another slide that I worked on is informed opinion for industrial farming. In my opinion, industrial farming can be beneficial when it is done responsibly and with strong oversight. One of its biggest strengths is that it prevents and helps provide reliable, affordable food to people all around the world. Without large scale farming, many communities would struggle to find enough meat, dairy products, and eggs to meet their needs. At the same time, modern farms now use advanced technology that make it possible to care for animals better than before. Smart sensors, automatic feeders, clean air systems, and veterinary tracking all help improve animal welfare altogether. Another reason industrial farming can be positive is because of its ability to become more sustainable. With new innovations, farms can reduce pollution, recycle water, and lower their carbon footprint. When transparency, humane treatment, and ethical practices are prioritized, industrial farming doesn't have to be harmful. Instead, it can help create a future where food is both accessible and responsibly produced.
Finally, here are our references. In conclusion, industrial scale farming plays a crucial role in feeding millions of people efficiently. It allows for consistent, affordable access to protein sources like meat, dairy, and eggs, and it supports urban populations that cannot farm locally and contributes to economic stability through jobs in production, transportation, and retail. While there are ongoing debates about animal welfare and sustainability, it's important to recognize the significant role industrial farming plays in ensuring food security and making animal products accessible to people around the world. Thank you for listening, and we hope that this presentation could give you a better understanding of the benefits of industrial scale farming.